Hello everyone, my name is Koban Pygmy. We are going to be learning about Western expansion to progressivism. This is lesson 4 of Unit 2, which says we are going to examine the effect of the government's laissez-faire policy, innovations in technology and transportation, and changes in business organization that led to the growth of an industrial economy. Western expansion is basically manifest destiny. So, Western expansion is the idea of taking everything you own and clearing out the land to the west of the colonies and starting a new life. Manifest destiny, however, is described as a 19th century doctrine or belief that the expansion of the U.S. throughout the American continents was both justified and inevitable. To the right of your screen, you'll see a map with Western expansion of the United States. You have the darker orange, the darkest orange actually, is the original 13 colonies, and then the colonies as they spread from the east to the west of America. And to the bottom of this map, you'll see the key routes they took from those colonies to the west. Let's play Monopoly. What is a monopoly? In economics, a monopoly is described as a market structure with a single firm dominating the market. At this time, the monopolies were Andrew Carnegie and his steel company, John D. Rockefeller and his Standard Oil Company, and the American Tobacco Company. Andrew Carnegie established a steel rolling mill which led to the establishment of steel production. This was a big deal because steel was used for armored plates, which were used by military and navies, not only in America, but also sold at higher prices to other nations, used for building beams, which is the structural integrity of buildings, and railroad tracks, which helped produce the mobility for trade to be expanded and pushed farther than just between where it was in America at the current time. Uh, the steel production made Carnegie the richest man in the U.S. in 1901. Now on to Rockefeller. He incorporated the Standard Oil Company for a sum of $1 million. He then made himself the president of the company and controlled 90% of the U.S. oil at his peak, which made him rich. He was also considered the wealthiest American of all time and the richest person in modern history. Robber baron. Who or what is a robber baron? In the American Gilded Age, industrialists who allegedly used ruthless, cruel, or otherwise unethical means to acquire wealth. To the right of your screen, you'll have a political comic, and it's basically showing the larger than life men as being the robber barons, which are people who will step on anybody to get to what they need and what they want, which makes them the richest people, which means that they also have more food, which kind of incorporates why they're larger than everybody else and how everybody else is just at the bottom. Laissez-faire. Laissez-faire was basically to leave alone. That's what it translates to in French, which is a capitalist economic theory that argues that government should regulate the marketplace as little as possible. Market decisions are best made by workers, consumers, and capitalists on an individual level without outside interference. Next, we have government intervention. Then, in 1890, with the Sherman Antitrust Act, which was enacted by President Roosevelt at the time, made it illegal for any person or business to monopolize trade or to contract, combine, or conspire to restrict trade. What does this mean? This basically means that no company or person that owns a company could. Okay, first and foremost, let's break it down. A person could own a company that sells cell phones, per se. and that company can be the only company that sold cell phones. So say Apple was the only company that sold cell phones. Nobody else sold cell phones. So if that was true, Apple could then jack up their prices at unreasonable amounts just to make money. That's basically what a monopoly is. And the Sherman Antitrust Act basically kept people from doing that, and that no one company or person can own the majority of any one product. Here's the reason we have more than just Apple phones. You have other companies like Google and Galaxy and Samsung that also make phones. Now, in today's modern world, to legally break a legal monopoly is to pressure the government to change the law and remove restrictions in a market through a process called deregulation. This can be due to public demand, a change in technology, or lobbying by companies that want to compete in a market. Definitions and dates to remember: laissez-faire, robber baron, monopoly, Sherman Antitrust Act, deregulation, manifest destiny. Things to know: what is a market? Which president initially broke up monopolies? And changes in technology and transportation. Uh, Bonus points. If you can tell me what a ceiling floor, a price ceiling and a price floor is in economics, you'll get 5 bonus points. And now we're going to watch a short video further telling you what a monopoly is.